In this video, we're going to look at how to make a cut-in heel to a sock. So this is often called an afterthought heel. I've got a little sample set up here with my toe, and just along the side of my sock I've placed a stitch marker. I'll usually place that somewhere near where I plan to put a heel in as I go. It's right at the start of the round between those two stitches. So starting with the stitch next to that stitch marker, I'm going to pick up one leg of each stitch all the way across half of my stitches on the back side of my sock. And since I'm using DPNs, I'm going to split this row onto 2 needles. So half my stitch count here is 26, so as I go I'm counting and making sure I'm picking up one leg of 26 stitches. And that should place me right along the other edge, and you can kind of follow the decreases at your toe to make sure that you've lined that up correctly. And then I'm going to leave one row untouched before picking up one leg of each stitch in the next row. So you should have one row of stitches in between your needles that is not picked up. Okay, once I have all of my stitches on the needles, I'm going to take my scissor and make a small cut in the row that's in between my 2 sets of picked up stitches. So that row that we left untouched, I will make one small cut in one of those stitches, and I will take my extra needle and unravel the tail of the yarn that is in between the 2 rows that I've picked up. And I'm going to do this all the way until the last 2 stitches on either side. And if you get stuck like this, don't panic. It looks like I have stuck my needle through the yarn when picking up my stitches, so I'm just going to take that needle. Once I make sure it's stuck, I will back that needle out through the stitches that we haven't unwound yet, and just make sure I get that yarn free before I place my needle back through the stitches. You just want to make sure that you haven't dropped any stitches off your needle that you've already freed up from that yarn in between. Like I said, we'll go all the way down to the last 2 stitches before we stop unwinding, and we're going to leave this tail so that we can weave that in the end of our project. But we'll leave these 2 stitches intact. That's going to help us to not see any gaps at the corner of our heel when we go back and put the heel in. I'm going to do the same thing on the other side, unraveling the stitches in between my needles until I get to those last 2 stitches. Okay, like I said, we will leave these last 2 stitches intact on this side as well. And now we'll take our active yarn and begin to knit the heel. This is sometimes called an afterthought heel, or just a cut-in heel. This allows you to knit your sock without any heel shaping until the very end, so you'll start at the cuff or the toe and knit the whole sock and cast off or Kitchener stitch at the toe, and then just go back and add that heel shaping. And I'm just tucking the ends that were from the yarn that we unraveled inside the sock as I go, and we'll weave those in when we're done with our heel. But just continuing to knit all the way around for this first round before any decreases would start. And these stitches are sometimes a little tight here in the corner because, as we mentioned, we're going to leave those last 2 stitches in between and the rows in between to cover up any holes that might be created in the corner if you didn't leave them. But we'll just continue to knit all the way around, and then you can see what the setup should look like when you're getting ready to knit your decreases on your heel. Okay, there we go. We've knit 1 round, and now you're ready to put in your decreases, and you shouldn't have any gaps at the corner.